What is going on, guys? It's your boy Deathgun with another Monster Hunter World video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys one of my personal longsword builds. I like to call it the Divine Slasher Infinite Red build, and it plays a little different than regular longsword gameplay. With this build, there's a certain point where you will ask yourself, what is a basic attack? So without further ado, let's get right on to it. Alright, while we dangle here, I'm going to quickly cover the armor I'm wearing and which skills we're going to be maxing out. First off, we obviously have the Divine Slasher, an incredible elementalist weapon. We're going with the Nergigante Helm A, and we're going to be focusing strongly on, well, our attack. We're going to be using the Damacus Mail B, Valhasak Braces B, which, if you've noticed from the Damacus Mail and the Valhasak Braces, the main reason behind them are the 3 slots, guys, both offering us a total of 6 level 1 slots. We're going with the Nergigante Coil B, which is really good for that attack boost, and it has a level 2 slot, so why not? The Nergigante Greaves are really good to help us maximize our maximum might, and it gives us another level 2 slot. Really good. For our charm, we're going with the Attack Charm 3, and we're going with the Rocksteady Mantle and the Health Booster. You can pretty much use any other mantle. I like using the Evasion Mantle, but the Health Booster is pretty good to help you and your team. Alright, now let's break down the skills. For survivability, we have Nergigante's Hunger, which is a set bonus. It regens your health as you continuously hit your opponent. We also have Attack Boost level 7 for that definitely needed increment in damage and affinity. We're going with Critical Eye level 3 to further increment our affinity. This is where things get interesting. Focus level 3. It increases the rate in which our gauge fills by 20%, guys. This is going to make such a difference when it comes to battle time. Speed Sharpening is something I prefer. You could add more damage with other skills, more critical, but this makes the flow of battle a lot better. Maximum Might, as we know, adds a ton of damage with a boost in affinity. Peak Performance is just an added for when we have more health. Then we're going with our non-element boost, a much needed jewel if you're going to be running this set. And last but not least, Protective Polish. Now, Attack Boost, Critical Eye, Maximum Might, Weakness Exploit, those are skills that you're going to find in almost every build, which pretty much limit your gameplay. You could do more or less damage, but if you're always going for these skills, it's going to limit your playstyle. And to be honest, guys, in this game you can have the same weapon as the next guy, but if you, well, put jewels differently and you set up your armor differently, you're going to be playing a lot different. And this is what this build is all about. The reason it's called Infinite Red is because the main thing you're going to do is get it to the red bar. Once you have filled your spirit gauge 3 times to the red bar, you will ask yourself, as I told you in the beginning of the video, what is a basic attack? As you see, it only takes 3 basic attacks to completely charge your spirit gauge so you can do your spirit blade attack. Only 3. Let's see it again. 1, 2, 3. Add in the 4th and you'll completely fill it out, but once you do your spirit blade, as you can see right here, you'll have a little bit left which is not needed. 3 attacks is all you need, as you can see right here, to perform your spirit blade. This, compared to almost all other builds, make it so you can start using your spirit blade a lot faster. Once you have your gauge filled is where things get interesting. Now, as we all know, when you hit the spirit Helmbreaker, you trigger a spirit gauge regen effect. This makes it so you can go back to hitting your spirit blade attacks. What this works really well with is our focus skill. It makes it so it regens 20% faster, making it so you can go from spirit blade combo constantly to Spirit Helm Breaker, and without sweating it, back to Spirit Blade combo, back to Spirit Helm Breaker, and so forth and so on. Here you can see the constant damage we're doing, which is really good. Our Spirit Blade combo tops off at 153 in our best damage, and the lowest is 122 in our lowest damage of the combo hit. This can vary with 149 and 119, but overall those are very solid numbers. Why do these numbers come into play? Because, well, you're going to be doing your Spirit Blade combo pretty much all the time. The fact that you slip in a basic attack will be pretty rare. Most of the time, as you can see right here with our regen still going, is the fact that you will always be able to do a Spirit Blade attack. Now, I'm going to be showing you guys the different damages our Spirit Helmbreaker does. When we do a red gauge attack, our high is 98 while our low is 78. That's pretty good damage. Now, when we do an orange bar, the highest is 54 while our lowest is 45. And our lowest damage, which is a white gauge, offers us 34 for the highest and 27 for the lowest damage. For those of you that like doing your Spirit Helmbreaker, there you have some pretty useful information. But now that we've actually tested the build, how it works, and I've told you the mechanics of your constant Spirit Blade attacks, let's test it out against Nergigante. I'm going to be trying to kill him within 4 minutes. This actually takes 3 minutes and 40 seconds. I will be speeding up when he runs away because, well, we're not actually fighting. But overall, I want to show you guys how you can fight a little different than your regular, longsword, where you have to do several basic attacks, charge up, do your Spirit Blade, and eventually your peak is your Spirit Helmbreaker. This is not how this build works. You're going to be using your Spirit Blade combo so much that your damage is constant. You pretty much want to do your Spirit Helmbreaker to trigger your Spirit Gauge regen. Apart from that, your regular Spirit Blade attacks are pretty much always going to be red gauge, so they're going to hit a lot harder. And as you can see here, we're naturally doing a really good amount of damage. Most of our hits, as you can see here, are landing in the 100s when it's the last hit of our Spirit combo. And when we do our Spirit Helmbreaker, our attacks are doing pretty good damage to Nergigante here. Now, I've showed you guys how the build works. There's still much to be learned and many more builds to come. If you've enjoyed the video, if you have any tips, if you have any personal builds, let me know. Now guys, before I go and let you enjoy the rest of this awesome fight, I do want to ask you, do you have any ideas for content you want me to do? Do you have any other builds you want me to cover? And are you excited about the current content that I'm putting out? And do you like the live streams that have been going on? If so, make sure to smash that like button if you're new to the channel, subscribe, and if you've been here for a while, make sure to tell a friend so he can tell his friend and we can keep on growing. Now guys, enjoy the rest of this awesome fight. As you can see, we took Nergigante down in about 3 minutes 40 seconds, and it was a pretty easy fight. Now, this is one of my best longsword builds, but by far not my only one. So stay tuned for more. And if you guys want me to do a specific longsword build or want me to review a specific longsword, seeing as that's my specific subject, let me know. Now, I'm not to say I'm a master because the game just came out a month ago and I was not a veteran, but so far I've done a lot of research and I've gone really deep into testing when it comes to the longsword, and I can show you guys the stats and the numbers that are coming out with this build so you can test it out and see for yourself. As I told you, it's a really fun build which allows you to pretty much do Spirit Blade and Spirit Helmbreaker all the time, and this makes it really fun because you don't have to worry about landing that specific hit that will recharge your Spirit Gauge. And this, makes it so you're a lot more focused on doing damage than actually charging up your gauge, because it will naturally charge up as you fight, guys. Now, as you can see here, we're not giving up a lot of damage. We're actually doing a lot of damage because of the skills we currently use. We're wrecking Nergigante right now. So, as I told you guys, once you reach red gauge and you land the first Spirit Helmbreaker, it's game. From there, you can constantly keep on going and end your enemies just like this, guys. So, test it out. Look at the numbers. See if you can do this and let me know if it works out for your playstyle. Now guys, we're going to take a look at the jewels or decorations I'm currently equipped with. Starting off with my Divine Slasher, which has a Charger Jewel. This maxes out our focus, which is a really important ability. In our helmet we have a Critical Eye Expert Jewel, very important to bump up our critical. In our chest piece we have 2 more Expert Jewels as well as an Attack Jewel to get more critical and maximize our attack damage. On our gloves we have 3 Grinder Jewels so we can speed up that sharpening process to the max. On our waist we have the Elementalist Jewel, which is vital for this build and this weapon in particular. In our boots we have the sharp jewel giving us protective polish, fitting really nice in that level 2 slot. And that pretty much wraps up the jewels or gems that I have equipped on this build that make it so nice and let you play so smoothly. Now that really wraps up the video. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and let me know what builds and how you play. With that, your boy Deathgun out.